So let's finish our bread dough this morning. I'm going to be using half and half red and white wheat again. Need 250 grams of each. Okay, let's grind this up and make up our dough. Okay, we have approximately 500 grams of mixed white and red hard wheat. Get the water ready. I'll be using 650 grams of water. I'll be putting in 600 first, and I'm going to do a double hydration. So we'll have the 600 in first, and we'll let it rest a little while, and then we'll add the rest. This is the Mockmill 200, and it's absolutely the best at-home mill that you can get as a home baker. I highly recommend it, and don't even look at the other ones. This is a wonderful, awesome mill. You can just leave it right on your countertop and use it whenever you need to. So let's put in 500 grams of the flour, which should be almost all of it. There's 500 grams right there. $650 grams of water here, and I'm going to use 600 to start with. The flour is really warm right after it's freshly ground. So if you want to keep your dough cold, use colder water, even ice water. And during autolyse or resting, you can keep your dough in the fridge to chill it down before you actually start working it. Okay, so it looks like I'm using 601 to start with, which is fine. And this is my overnight ferment that we started last night. Add all of that. I'm also going to add the salt now to protect the gluten from the enzyme activity. I'm not going to do an autolyse since the pre-ferment already has been autolyse, so we have some enzyme activity there already. Using 12 grams of salt. Now if your bread ends up being gummy because of the enzyme activity, then you need to maybe even put a pinch of salt in your pre-ferment, which probably 2 grams would have been fine because that would have been 2%. And then add the other 10 the next day. So we have 12 grams of sea salt here. Try to keep my shadow out of the picture. Okay, so this is at about 116 hydration right now, and I'll be adding the extra 50 grams, 49 grams of water, and that will bring it to 125. I don't know if my flour is as thirsty as Guy's flour. I don't know if it could handle the 170, but I thought that I would start out with 125% hydration and see how the first batch goes. I kind of got into this challenge a little bit late. I think Guy and Claudio have been having fun by themselves with this challenge for a while. So if you want to join the challenge, don't feel that you have to start out with 160 or 170% hydration. Just challenge yourself to go a little higher than you have before. So I have done the 100% and maybe 110% hydration, but I've never done 125% hydration. So that's what I'm going to try today. So we'll allow this to rest for about 30 minutes. It's not the same as auto lease because I've already put the salt in it. But even if you've put the salt in it and all the other ingredients, resting can still give the gluten a chance to absorb the water and plump up and hydrate before you start mixing. So let's give it a rest for maybe 30 minutes. Then I'll come back and we'll work the dough. I'm going to put the dough into the refrigerator while it's resting for 30 minutes to help keep the dough chilled down a bit.